temperature 26 degrees Celsius or 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Yesterday's rainfall was 30.7 millimeters, and the monthly rainfall so far is 70.2 millimeters. The sun will set today at 6:11 p.m. and rise tomorrow at 5:53 a.m. The high tide today will be at 7:23 a.m. and 6:52 p.m. and the next low tide will be at 12:12 p.m. The weather outlook for Dominica and the Lesser Antilles. Lingering moisture and instability trailing a tropical wave, together with favorable upper level support, are expected to result in cloudy conditions with scattered showers and thunderstorms mainly during the early morning. Additionally, light winds and daytime heating could further enhance showers and thunderstorms during the late afternoon. People in areas prone to flooding, landslide, and fallen rocks are advised to be on the alert and to exercise caution. Seas are expected to remain slight to moderate, with wave heights reaching up to 5 feet over the next few days. The National Hurricane Center is currently monitoring 2 areas of interest in the central and eastern Atlantic Ocean, which are showing signs of development over the next 7 days. Residents are advised to continue to monitor the progress of these systems. Synopsis: unstable conditions will continue to affect the area. The forecast for today and tonight: mostly cloudy with scattered showers and thunderstorms at first, becoming partly cloudy to cloudy with some scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Winds southeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 kilometers per hour. Sea conditions slight to moderate in open water, with waves 1 to 1.5 meters or 3 to 5 feet. There are no warnings or advisories at this time. We are presently in the Atlantic hurricane season. For more information about weather conditions, visit our website at www.weather.gov.dm or call us at 266-4490. For further information, you can find us on Facebook at Dominica Meteorological Service, follow us on Instagram at Dominica Met, or add our WhatsApp channel at 618-3469. Reporting from the Douglas Charles Airport, I am Devon Matthew.
Tune in every morning for The Hot Seat on Q95. The latest happening events, breaking stories, and behind-the-scenes in-depth investigative reports. Stay locked for more fair and balanced talk on The Hot Seat on Q95, the big station.
From the Caribbean News Desk, the morning edition. Good morning. I'm Kendall Morgan.
And I'm Dennis Cabral with the latest from across the Caribbean.
The authorities in St. Vincent and the Grenadines had no formal notification from the United States about the sanctioned Venezuelan aircraft, which the U.S. seized last week and which was known to have landed at Vincentian airports. But Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has cautioned that U.S. unilateral sanctions are not as automatically binding as those from the United Nations Security Council.
The U.S. sanctions are unilateral sanctions, and if the U.S. inform us of a particular sanction and seek our cooperation in it, but I don't know of any communication which has been so made. But remember the distinction between a unilateral sanction and an international sanction from the Security Council are to be obeyed by all responsible nations.
The Prime Minister confirmed that the seized Venezuelan plane was the one used by Caracas for prisoner exchanges with the United States, which were facilitated by the Vincentian government.
This very plane also took from Caracas, from Venezuela, to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On 2 separate occasions, we assisted in the facilitation of the exchange of prisoners. Some Americans the Venezuelans had, and some Venezuelans whom the Americans had. That took place on our soil.
Trinidad and Tobago's police are going after illegal migrants and other categories of persons who are increasingly more involved in serious crimes. Police Commissioner Erla Christopher says this is being done as the Twin Island nation reels from more than 430 killings for the year, including 11 in less than 1 week.
We have a proliferation of females involved in gang activities. We also have whether legal or illegal migrants involved in criminal activities. So we want to speak to the illegal migrants to let them know that we will be coming after them in our bars with all the illicit activities we'll be coming after them.
Police say they'll be cracking down on gangs and gang leaders as well as parents of children as young as 8 years old who are involved in crime.
We want to advise the parents because we have children involved in criminal activities, and we are going to use the legislation and hold parents accountable for the activities of their children.
Victims of extortion are also being asked to cooperate with vetted and highly trained police.
The Antigua and Barbuda government is hoping a truce agreed by rival youth gangs in the presence of the country's Prime Minister Gaston Brown would lead to lasting peace. Government political activist Michael Joseph, who helped coordinate the recent truce meeting, says the early signs show good promise for a halt to the chopping and stabbings that characterize the youth violence.
When we were able to have those discussions and bring them, tension was real. And you can understand it. Some of them were hurt. Some of them carried scars. And they can look across and see the person. That injured them. The greatest thing that they wanted for this turf war to end is so that they could go to the Caribbean cinemas to watch a movie with their girlfriend, or go to KFC on Fort Road without being chopped. They couldn't go to school. As a matter of fact, yesterday, they met up in town. They organized it themselves. Yeah, they were taking pictures at the end of night, exchanging numbers. Listen, we couldn't even get them to leave when the night came.
As United Nations-led efforts continue to take back the streets from gangs and improve security in Haiti, American Secretary of State Antony Blinken says steps will be taken to revive clothing manufacture and export to the U.S. He says the Hope Help Trade Preference Law, which expires next year, is expected to be reauthorized.
I mentioned the Hope Health Act that's been critical in supporting the apparel sector, which is so central to Haiti's economy. We want to renew that. It expires next year. But that's been critical because it incentivizes companies to put factories here in Haiti to produce the apparel that then gets sold the United States and throughout the region.
In Suriname, authorities are today continuing their investigations into an armed attack on 2 gold mining camps. Star News reports that the robbery was committed by 6 Brazilian masked and armed men. The loot includes more than 450 grams of raw gold, jewelry, and 6 mobile phones. Star News also reports that the robbery took place at a time when a chartered helicopter was on site to pick up the gold. An employee of Brazilian origin who behaved strangely was taken away by the mother and brother of the entrepreneur against his will in the helicopter.
This has been the morning edition from the Caribbean News Desk. You may contact us by phone or WhatsApp at +592 700 9293. Thanks for listening.
Let's kick off the ball rolling this morning. Again, congratulations to the Dominican football team who won against Antigua last evening, 2-1. Congratulations, guys. At this time, I just want to engage my colleague there in Antigua. I've been hearing a lot about the truce between gang leaders and the Prime Minister. Sherman Bick is on the telephone with me at this point to share some more information. Sherman Bick, can you tell us more about the truce that took place there between the Antiguan leader, Mr. Brown, and of course the gangs, the wine gangs in Antigua? Can you tell us a little about that?
Good morning, Matt.
Good morning to you,
Good
Sherman.
morning to your listeners. Well, you were correct. Last week, the Prime Minister and his team would have comprised of a few persons close to him, met with the gang members of Tudrili and the Grace Farm killers, where a truce was established. It wasn't. It was a closed-door forum, Matt. The media was only allowed to come in during the introduction.
Okay.
after that, it was a closed-door forum. But after speaking to the Prime Minister afterwards, he said, they agreed to a truce. It wasn't anything easy, because apparently there were some members who said, you're the reason why I cannot use my right hand today. Some people showed their wounds. Guy, I think his left hand was chopped, his finger was cut off. It was a very, from what I'm being told, an emotional situation where the young men, were confronted face to face with those they have been at war with and those they have been running away from. And there was this particular guy, he broke down in tears and he said, I'm not shaking your hands, because they were asking them to shake each other's hands, to hug each other. And, there was a religious leader there who spoke to them about forgiveness. And they made it clear to them that it's either you forgive and move on, or you run the risk of dying young, like what's happening to many of the gang leaders among them. And so they broke down. Some of them, I was told, broke down in tears, and eventually they agreed to a truce, that they would stop the war, that they would forgive each other for things that they would have done. And over the weekend, I saw a video circulating on social media where they met without the knowledge of anyone. Apparently, they exchanged numbers and so on, and they met at a popular restaurant just to hang out. I mean, this is something that you have never seen before. A lot of persons, however, have been saying that Prime Minister Gaston Brown is supporting or probably cuddling gang members who's supposed to be behind bars for criminal activities. He's saying, well, I'm really not doing that, but I want the war to end. Too many young men and women in Antigua are being killed over, this gang situation. So he said the reason for that intervention is not to cuddle and be chummy and be friendly with people who he knows, committed some heinous crimes, but to save the lives of others. He's supposed to meet with the parents of some of these gang leaders this week. I think he mentioned that it could be held on Tuesday or Wednesday. But Matt, something very interesting is happening, even while people are saying that, Gaston is being too comely with the gang members. On Tuesday, tomorrow, he's going to Parliament to put some stringent measures in place that I know he's going to get a real pushback for. I can mention just on the top of my head, he's going to impose stricter penalties on those who violate the law. So there's this amendment to the Firearms Act to include increasing the maximum sentence to 2 years to 4 years, also from 20 to 25 years. Now, okay, fine. But what the young people are very concerned about is this curfew that's going to be imposed from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So if you are under the age of 15 or 16, I believe, and you are caught on the streets of Antigua and Barbuda without a valid reason, then you will be taken by the law enforcement and you'll be found guilty of loitering.
Tell me that age range again, between what age? Repeat.
I believe, Matt, well, they're going to Parliament, and I believe they said 15. So if you're under the age of 15 or 16, I stand to be corrected. Law enforcement have the authority to take you into custody for loitering. You're supposed to be inside your home by 9 o'clock in the night. And that's not the thing. Parents of such young people face a fine of $2,000, which could go up to $5,000. So if my son is found on the streets at 10 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night, I can be fined up to $5,000 just because my son. And a lot of parents have been coming to social media and saying, well, what if I'm asleep and my son sneaks out of the house? Why am I liable to pay that money? So I think what he's trying to do is let parents see that, hey, your child is your responsibility. So where I may take the child and take them into custody and probably eventually bring them back home to you, you're going to pay for that child breaking the curfew. So this is something that they go into Parliament to impose, Matt. I want to see how that will actually play out in Parliament tomorrow.
I just want to go back to a comment you made earlier. There's some pushback there with, I'm sure, members of the community saying, why are you negotiating with criminals, if you will?
Yes, of course, Matt. A lot of persons know these guys would have committed crimes. I mean, a lot of them are still most likely on the run. A lot of them would have served prison time for petty crimes and released. And, a lot of them are saying, well, why are you cuddling with them? Why are you trying to make them look like heroes when they're actual criminals? But as I said to you, his justification is that, hey, people are dying, okay? Young people, I'll bet young people are losing their lives at 13, at 14. A lot of people are being hurt, physically damaged, some without arms, some cannot use their right arm, some face slashed, some ear cut off, gang violence, man. Okay? So he's saying, listen, I want to know what is causing this issue between you two. I want to know why at 15 and 14 you're not in school. I want to know what it is that the government can do for you to make it better, to allow you to see, to rehabilitate you then. So he allocated some land, a couple acres of land, where he said that he's going to put them into farming, put them into egg production. He's doing a bakery, talk about doing a bakery, things to get them occupied. You know what they say, like the devil, the idle mind is like a devil's workshop. So he's thinking, the guy said, well, listen, we need jobs, we need money. This is our issue. And so we go and rob and steal and sometimes even kill when we need it. We're desperate. And so he's saying, what happened to your parents? Why aren't you in school? And they're saying, well, we drop out of school because on our way to school, we get hit by, school gangs warring against school gangs. And they're literally just looking out for you wherever you are. Some of these guys said, listen, we cannot even go to the supermarket because people are on the lookout to kill us. This is how serious it is in Antigua and Barbuda with these violent activities, Matt. And so the Prime Minister said, well, okay, listen, you are human. I need to reach out to you. I have to reach out to you some way. And he figured this is the way to reach out to them. He reached out to the two Drilly, and then he reached out to the Great Farm Killers, and then he asked them to come together and let them talk. I understand that was a very wild meeting that eventually ended with a truce that, hey, we're going to stop the violence. We're going to stop it for now, and let us see what happens between them then and now. So this is what they basically say. Okay, you know what? Let's just stop. And that is the outcome that he said he wanted. Although a lot of persons have been, the religious leaders, a lot of people in the community are like, why are you meeting with these people? They should be literally in jail. They should be like cast out. They should be underground. They should be dead because of the things that they've done. But he said, everybody needs a second chance, Matt. Everybody needs even a third chance and a fourth chance. And this is the idea behind the move of Prime Minister Gaston Brown to meet with his leaders. When he met with them, he came in plain clothes. He didn't even look like a prime minister. He dressed in jeans and T-shirts and a cap on his head, kind of just blending in with the way that they dress. And I understand that he did not even go with security, and persons were concerned about that. How can the leader of a country go to meet with killers, and criminals, without being afraid? And he said, well, hey, I'm not afraid of gang members. He said, and I can repeat it, and nobody should take me to task for it, because he said, I'm not afraid with his gang leaders. I walk with my gun on my side. So, and he said it on radio. So, I guess, he and all, said he raised up on the streets, as a young boy, he raised up on the streets. So he know what the street life is like. And so probably he was in the best position to meet with these notorious people.
It's almost sounding crazy, but if you think it's going to work for him, then let it be. But again, I just want to say thank you again, Charmaine, for sharing with us this morning as it relates to the truth there between the Prime Minister of Antigua and the two famous gangs there. The question might be, of course, some of them, you admitted, Charmaine, maybe facing persecution or prosecution there. Would that still continue though? Or is it you just agree that, let it be, let them continue to live in their lives?
Well, no. I mean, as I said, some of them actually saved jail time already. And if the police are conducting investigations into any activity and they are found liable, they will be arrested and face the law. So this truth has nothing to do with preventing them from facing the arm of the law if they're found guilty of any crime that would have committed, whether now or then. This truth is basically saying that we're not going to fight again. We're not going to war with you again for now. We're not going to look out for you. You can feel free to go to the supermarket now. You can feel free to go and run errands for your mother. You can even feel free to go back to school. We're not going to come to the schoolyard and the school gate and wait for you, because that's what used to happen. If they have a target, they would wait outside the school gate at 1 o'clock when school is over, and they would jump you. And they were very, very
brazen.
Yeah, that's the word, Matt. They were very brazen, and they wouldn't hide their identity, and that's the scary part. I mean, they wouldn't hide their identity, so you could identify exactly who did that to you. There's this guy from Dominica, who I wrote several stories on. He was coming from school, and 3 guys just beat him up. Right now, his brain is damaged. He couldn't even go back to school. They beat him in his head so much he had bleeding in his brain. And that boy's life has been changed forever. And one of those guys who did the act is the son of a police officer. And I don't know where that case is. Every time the case just keeps being adjourned and adjourned and adjourned. And I'm saying, will there ever be justice for this young man? So this is the kind of thing that the Prime Minister wants to stop. Those kinds of criminal activities where you could basically damage somebody, destroy their entire life forever. And I spoke to his mom recently because, I have my bias towards Dominicans in Antigua. And I said, well, how is your son? And she said, well, he is healed, but he has some brain issue where he cannot go back to school. And it is as a result of that beating. Matt. So it's very, very serious.
Charmaine Big, thank you very much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Thank you. The question remains, I'm sure there's a lot of talk. Why would the Prime Minister of Antigua meet with gang leaders? That's on everybody's mind. I'm trying to get a better understanding of why. Of course, it's not in Dominica, but it's our Caribbean brother and sisters out there. Why would a Prime Minister meet with gang leaders? I'm trying to find answers. I'm speaking to social scientist Mr. Simeon Joseph to give us a better perspective. Simeon, good morning to you. Good morning, Mr. Joseph.
Matt, good morning to you. Good morning to your listeners. Good morning to Dominica. Good morning to Antigua.
Good morning. Simeon, why do you think it was a good idea? It is a good idea to be meeting with criminals?
Well, the term criminal, quote unquote, crime is a very generic term. Criminal is a very generic term to to describe them, because there are several types of crimes: white collar crimes, blue collar crimes, personal crimes, etc., etc., etc. So, but the question of whether it is a good idea or not is dependent on a number of factors. First of all, let me just say it's not new that because and if you have to say it's a good idea, it's always a good idea to dialogue. It's always a good idea to enter into some form of negotiation and understanding when there are matters affecting society. But to say whether it's a good idea, Matt, there are several global, examples of this happening. I remember when I worked at the World Conference of Churches between 1994 and 1997 on the Peace to the City campaign, when we looked at gang violence in places like Rio de Janeiro, South Africa, Dillard in India, Dorchester, Massachusetts, and places like Northern Ireland and Jamaica. There were quite a few initiatives where authorities had to intervene and meet face-to-face with gang leaders to find out where they are at, the root and cause of the crime, etc. As to who does it is a different nature. Because you see, and also during recent past, there have been, for instance, in Bangladesh, with the case of the pirates of the Sundarbans. You also had the situation in Colombo with the extraditables. You also had the situation in Denmark with the motorcycle gang truce. I think there was one in Trinidad. I think there was also one in South Africa. There was also one in Norway, Jamaica. Remember the famous Augustown truce? We had one in El Salvador. So in recent times, these things have happened with various organizations. I think it's who done it. I am just puzzled that the Prime Minister of a country would single-handedly enter into a situation where he would meet with a group of gang leaders. I was listening to your program with Shumin Beek, and he made statements that he has his gun, he grew up in the ghetto. To me, these are bravado statements that seem to me to propel a certain messianic complex. Now, in the realm of gang violence, and so there's no need for a messianic complex. You understand what I'm saying? Because an option for peace negotiation with violent organized crime groups, whether it is intended to reduce or end violence, is a non-theoretical proposition. It is a reality of practice, and I won't say it is global, man. So that's what I'll say for now. But those who in good faith initiate or participate in such negotiations can expect a number of immense obstacles and risks. And these include not only matters of personal safety, but reputational integrity, psychological stress, legal uncertainty, and malicious prosecution. So that just goes to show you that when you speak of all those things, it has to bring to the fore certain relevant features of organized crime groups that must be considered during a negotiation process. I'm not sure if I'm being too technical, and so there is a need for continued public preference. Sometimes for things like what you call in negotiation a manu dura, which is a Latin term for a firm hand in approaching and dealing with these groups. But it dwells also into questions of law, and not only questions of law, but policy, to underscore not only certain hidden biases that would complicate conflict prevention and resolution, but I think it would also create ambiguous positions, and so when we're speaking about the Prime Minister going in there, you have to consider certain realities of negotiation with organized crime groups, because that's what gangs are. Because you mentioned the word crime, it's an organized crime group, and so we have to look at what legal framework that is necessary to facilitate good potential faith efforts to dialogue with them. That is why I question the approach of the Prime Minister, because of the fact that it's what I just said, the need to facilitate potential good faith efforts and to dialogue. It's not a one-time thing. History has shown that when it comes to dealing with organized crime and gang, it is not a one-term thing. It is not a one-man show. It is a long-term, organized, structured negotiation effort that would lead to not just a meeting, but a process whereby these organized crimes can narrow down their functionality, whereby there can be the necessary material benefits that would enrich certain fundamental characteristics and so regain a certain identity and dignity and social cohesion, so to speak. I'm not sure if I'm making any sense to you, Matt, this morning.
You are making sense, and I want to move further, Simeon. Antigua is now thinking of passing legislation for curfew hours, 15 and under. If you're found on the streets, your parents will be punished. Is this something that you support? Maybe it should be introduced in Dominica as well.
Well, we don't have a reason for it in Dominica. That can be spoken of from a different perspective when we come to Dominica. However, it is sad that this has reached that stage because what this stems from is what you call what you would term as characteristics that are relevant to organized crime, and as I said, the okay, and so the obstacles that would routinely prevent or complicate successful negotiation. What are those obstacles? There are many. You see, we're talking if these gangs are really legitimate and they are really organized, no amount of curfew and dark hours is going to prevent them from festering because they're cell phone nowadays. These gangs have codes, and a study of gangs and the root violence of gangs and crimes and organized crime is not simply situated within a time frame of clocks and as I said, this what I just mentioned, the mano dura effort. You have to avoid that because there's an old saying, Matt, you cannot fight fire with fire. And so that is where anything that has to do that has to come from the perspective of well thought out processes. Gangs there is no history of gangs, solving of gangs, organized crime in the world that has to do with just a one shot thing of say curfew. Because they will continue to operate. They are smart. Gangs are street savvy, and we talk about. I heard you mention Grace Farm. No, Matt, I remember visiting Antigua in 1996 and doing the survey for the Caribbean Conference of Churches. Grace Farm in 1996 was an area full of crime and infested with drugs and gang violence already, and we're talking about 20 years later. So the question is, these people have been able to become so smart and savvy in their neighborhood, in their environments, in their ghetto areas, that it's not always easy because there are certain key things that fester: silence, non-compliance with the law, threats, intimidation, and those kind of things there. So, I mean, to say that it's not going to just solve the problem in one way. Now, we talk about Dominica, and it's significant that you asked me that question because of the fact, Matt, that if we are in Dominica to be concerned, there's no doubt in Dominica that we have gangs in Dominica. They may be subtle, but remember, Matt, gang association is strongly linked to identity affiliation. People don't just join gangs because they want to join gangs. First of all, it's a very adolescent thing because we're talking about the unresolved psychological process in human growth of development of identity versus role confusion, which all adolescents go through. And in that process, Matt, what happens to young people and adolescents, particularly young men, is that they want to identify with their kin, people who are kin to them as they determine who they want to be. So based on their conceptual understanding of who they are and what they are becoming, they gravitate towards people like themselves. And so when we have to think of Dominica, there is no doubt that there are people who will gravitate to people like themselves. We have gangs in Dominica. From the cultural gangs during Carnival, where people, associate with themselves for them to enjoy themselves, to the guys you will meet on the motorbikes and in the different areas around the inner cities.
But let me get. I'm happy you said that. Yes. Hold on. I'm happy you said that, because just last week some lady was crying out. She said some new gang is developing there, and police comes in, and they can't even talk to them. Some area in Roseau, because it's disturbing, because the old people are complaining about police and law enforcement are not doing anything about it. So there's concern out there.
It throws us back to the old adage of us teaching time saves 9. This thing didn't start in Dominica yesterday. Everybody who lives in Dominica knows that for the past 20 years, we have seen the festering and the congregating of young men around Roseau in certain residential areas, in neighborhoods on the side of the street, going there at 7 in the morning, 9 at night, developing, being almost unproductive, allegedly being supported by politicians, leading politicians, and certain people ingrained in the political and state security apparatus, who have been allowed to fester and develop their lifestyle and their mindset and their attitudes and their behaviors for a period of time. I'm not saying that people cannot congregate. I'm not saying that people gather, because it's a free country. The Constitution provides for freedom of association, but we cannot be neglectful of the fact and not mindful that the seeds have been planted in Dominica over the past 20 years particularly. And so I hope Dominica doesn't become, because remember when you talked to that guy on the street a few weeks ago, he said people are disappearing in the dark of night.
That's true.
He said that there are people who are being paid to kill people. He said that So we have the situations of, and that was from the horse's mouth. That was a true confession. And so these things are there. Now the question is, Matt, we have gangs in schools. It's been happening for a while. You look at the behavior of our students on the street. We look at the attitude of many of our young men in society and where they are heading to. Let us just hope that it doesn't grow and mushroom into that cancerous and metastasize into that cancerous situation whereby we have situations of what is happening in Antigua today, what happening in Trinidad for a while, or in Guyana earlier on, or in Jamaica, or those other countries, Matt. And it's very sad. But we have to look at what strategies that we can use. And going back to Antigua, I'd just like to say that research has shown, Matt, that organized crime groups can offer collective protection in communities rife with poverty, exclusion, and stigmatization, right? And so depending on the communities that people come from, organized crime will flourish, okay? Because of that collective protection in communities. And so when you have communities that is rife with poverty, exclusion, and stigmatization, people will stand up with each other. And so we have to be very careful and know what role we will play and what role organized crime groups play in offering local communities various forms of security, because that is happening in Dominica. And in turn, produce a certain complex form of allegiance and social interaction that is what needs to inform any effort to negotiate and reduce violence. That is what anybody who wants to get involved, like the Prime Minister of Antigua, and I notice let's face it, that was a political stunt as far as I'm concerned. because nothing from what Sherman Biggs said ushered or uttered to me the role played by organized crime in offering local. There was a sort of detachment of what they offer in the communities from which they came, and so behind that, perhaps would have been a kind of allegiance and social interaction in the communities that he needed to take away so that he can embark on a serious effort to negotiate and reduce the violence that is there. Because he just met 6 or 7 people. What are their connections and their networking and their spider web of connections in the communities from which they came? You know, who are the leaders? Who are the tag men? Who are the snitches? Who are the this? Who are the that? Who are the that? What are the connections with the police force and the politicians and the businessmen and the drug dealers and all those kind of people in society? Because it's a spider web and a network that has to be examined. I didn't hear any of that being taken away from that discussion. And to me, that is what is concerning, Matt, you know?
All right. Well, Simeon, again, thank you for your insight here.
Yes, Matt. But man, I think you know, one of the things we need to look at without looking at is you know, I would like to say though that from my experience and from my involvement, particularly working on the Peace to the City campaign, is, you know, very quickly, I just to leave with a moment of perhaps education. When people are negotiating with the gangs and organized crime groups, let me tell you, there are 6 negotiation strategies, which again, I did not hear. So the first thing is to understand how the gangs think and operate, okay? And particularly how their needs are fulfilled and how do they feel that they have been failed by different sectors of society. What has triggered their sense for survival and belonging that causes them to think and operate the way that they do. The second thing that strategies is the need to strengthen ties with the communities from which they came and to focus on building ongoing and lasting relationships with the populations from which they are coming, because most times they will feel abandoned. The third strategy I recall that it needs to be considered is how do you build trust, predictability, transparency, and continuity with these people? In other words, how do you assist them better in helping to keep them safe? The fourth position is make sure you have a psychological support, that the kind of environments that provides continuing communication channels in a long-term basis that would perpetuate well-being. Then you have to monitor and manage how organizations are perceived in terms of having more concrete and tangible assistance so that it can positively impact and control the gangs. And also to the sixth one, my recollection is exchange with other humanitarians, in the sense that you have to meet with other professionals, organizations, and other experienced people who have been working, so you can have that peer workshop on humanitarian negotiations, so that you can have an organized community of practice. So that's what I'd just like to end. And again, that was absent in what the Prime Minister said, and I'm stating that today because sometimes when you have politicians doing things and you know, no commissioner of police, no attorney general, no minister of social services, no priest, no pastor, no nothing of the sort meeting with these gangs. I'm highly suspect of it.
All right. Simeon, thank you very much. Thank you. Social scientists ended there on a very interesting note there. Very suspect, especially as it results that the politicians, or the politician, the Prime Minister, was involved in this in this truce with the gang leaders there in Antigua. We're going to take a break. We'll come back right back.
And the results for the best evaporated milk is in. Distinction evaporated milk is 100% pure milk. Distinction milk is a fantastic source of calcium, protein, and essential source of vitamins A and D and other nutrients. The great news is that Distinction milk has no added ingredients and no preservatives. Always fresh, always pure, always rich. Now available in 2 sizes, 170 grams and 410 grams. Distinction evaporated milk is perfect for the family to enjoy no matter how you choose to serve it. Distinction milk is always wholesome and always nutritious. For healthy bones and better immune system, choose Distinction Evaporated Milk. Distributed by Fine Foods and available island-wide.
You've asked for it. Now come get it. The Jimmy gas station along Eau Blanc Highway is backed by popular demand. Gas to go. So come support your very own gas to go. Guaranteed to get you going further, faster. Come to Gas to Go and get more for less. It's where your dollar will get you further, faster. Lots of prizes to be won at Gas to Go. Fill up and win big savings. Fuel for less. Every cent counts. Everyone is a winner. Fishermen and bus owners on the West Coast get all your supplies at Gas to Go. Call the Jimmy gas station at 449-0104 or 275-0104. Gas to Go. Gas to Go gets you further, faster.
This is Asa Banton, your Tropical Water Ambassador, with your hurricane tip for today. Strengthen your home, trim trees, ensure drains are cleaned, and ensure you have sufficient plywood, aluminum panels to board up your windows and doors. Ensure that outdoor items can be secured. Be prepared, and remember to stock up on Tropical Water.
Honey, did you get the Glow Spread and Mellow Cream?
A little help with the bags would be nice.
Shortly, but I need the Glow Spread to finish the icing for Christine's birthday cake and Mellow Cream to add to the soup and gravy.
No.
No?
No, I didn't get just one. I got two of each.
Aw, honey, that's just why I married you.
Spread the love with Mellow Cream and Glow Spread. They're vegan-friendly, lactose, and gluten-free. Found in all leading supermarkets nationwide.
Locally distributed by Fine Foods, Inc.
You an easy way to pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
You're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Real carpet, check. Real cocoa, check. But what you always checking like that, boy Franklin? My stock for Creole in the streets this year. Once Holy Bell ring, I'm in. Bell, well, registration has been open for the NDFD's 8th annual Creole in the Street since August 19th and closes September 20th. This year's event will be held on Friday, October 18th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Visit the NDFD on Great Marlborough Street to register now. Bitmap will say, I said no. Come be part of this magnificent event to showcase and sell all your local products. Hello? I'm borrowing your keys, yeah? I'm going to come right back. Frankie boy, you don't have lights and gas, huh?
Start taking your phone calls, but I want to play first at this time. Of course, it's the beginning of a new school year. And some comments there from the Minister of Education. On this new school year 2024-2025.
As we begin a new school year, I take the opportunity on behalf of the government of Dominica to thank all our parents, students, teachers, and principals for your efforts and contribution to the success of our students. I wish all, from early childhood to college, a successful school year 2024-2025. We see new spaces, as in the Early Childhood Development Center at the Baroness Patricia Scotland Primary School. Improvement works began to provide appropriate washroom facilities for the early childhood centers at La Plaine and Cassibus. Renovation works was done at the Dominica State College and work is still ongoing. Plumbing, electricals, and general maintenance work took place at most schools. The government continues in its effort to ensure conducive learning environment for all students and to support our teachers as they develop themselves to improve the teaching learning experience. This term, among our celebrations will be Adult Education Month, Patriotic and Heritage Month, Early Childhood Month, and Kalinago Awareness Week. In 2022, I encourage you to know when you need to take a pause. Plan and prepare your meals, eat well, use less fat, salt, and sugar, sleep enough, and build your spiritual life. Last year, I asked two things of you: to pay attention to details and stimulate your affective domain, and I sent you out to build up and bring out the best in people. This year, let us focus on analyzing our data down to nitty-gritty level. Research on best practices and implement some of them, and let your school celebrate within the reality of excellence. We must certainly focus on literacy and numeracy and the creation and use of new knowledge in the real world rather than only transmitting knowledge that already exists. Each project that our students undertake must challenge them to apply learning, connect and collaborate with other students, interact with the community, dig deep to understand content for real world context, and to communicate both with each other and with the teacher about the educational experience as they create a piece of work of excellence. Last year, our watchword was alert. This year, our watchword is excel. E for embrace. Embrace people. Do a little extra. Celebrate with the reality of excellence. Encourage others. Listen and learn with your heart. Education does not change the world. Remember that. Education does not change the world. Education changes people. People change the world. So go out and bless your community and make it strong. Because a community is blessed and strong when it has a great school. I have courage, and I offer you courage because courage is contagious. And one writer says, every time we choose courage, we make everyone around us a little better and the world a little braver. God bless you. Have a happy and successful school year. Jesus loves you, and I love you too.
All right, that was Octavia Alfred. 9/11 is the morning time. Of course, getting a lot of comments as it relates to this negotiation that just took place there in Antigua. We'll take a few phone calls. And of course, we just had the Minister of Education there, Octavia Alfred. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Matt.
Good morning to you, sir.
Matt, I didn't mean to comment on the Honorable Octavia Alfred's comments, but your data, take your data to the T, and then you have a prime minister who comes with his gang talk. He comes with gang talk in Parliament. A guy told me, and we know the rest of that story. You know, Mr. Kerry should be coming with data from the fisheries division when he talks about this, how much fishermen make. They should have that data. But anyway, Matt, we'll let that one slide. Gaston Brown, and of course, the Dominica Labour Party. During election, we saw Mr. Isaac riding on the back of a motorbike. We saw the Prime Minister's wife, who is a candidate for Roseau Central, riding on the back of a motorbike, coming to their political event at different places. Well, I saw it with my own eyes at Lindu Park in Goodwill. Matt, I get the feeling that there's a hands-off policy on these guys who ride these scooters, who are associated with these groups. I don't know, I wouldn't call them gangs yet, but they're associated with these groups that behave badly on the road, just badly. And the police don't seem to be doing it, and people's lives are at risk. Matt, you cannot open the door to get out of your car. Zip! There goes a scooter. You stop a pedestrian to pass by. You see a kid. You're concerned. You want the kid to cross the road. Boom! As soon as you stop and let the kid go, whoop! There goes a scooter. They're putting people's lives at risk, and the police are doing zip diddly do about it. Nothing. Nothing about
So you're basically saying that they are encouraging some of what is going on.
Well, there seems to be a hands-off policy, Matt. That is how I see it.
Or hands
Yes.
off. Yes, I get
Thank you.
All right, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Somebody saying it looks like the gangs are not supporting Mr. Brown in Antigua as well. There's another text message there that let's see if we can we can play one of them there. The psychologist comes in afterwards. Mr. Brown's objective was to meet and discuss to provide solutions. Some people are saying it may have been political, knowing how these politicians operate. They have good relationships with the gangs there for political reasons. In relation with all the social issues, let's look at Dominic as well. Just 2 nights before school opening, we had a jam in Belleville Chopin with the most explicit songs being played because nasty business is the norm. There was nothing censored, and the authorities said nothing could be done. Or the authorities are saying there's nothing that could have been done. How do we expect our young people to have different perspectives when the leaders and those in authority are yet to stop up and make exemplary decisions, Matt? This is crazy. And then we complain when gangs are formed, prostitution is on the rise, when this is what, as a society, we are pushing. This is just another text message coming in there, 4493095. So basically, the person is saying, we encourage this thing. So just look at what's going on. Look at just what happened there in Bellevue on the weekend. Nasty music being pushed, and nobody's saying anything. Grace Farm in Antigua has always been a war zone, and for the authorities not to dismantle this gang from the start is pure slackness. Hello, are you there? No, you're not. Somebody says, Matt, not to be negative, but I'm thinking of this meet between the gangs and the Prime Minister as a strategy to stay in office as well, particularly as the Prime Minister stated that he walks with his gun, sending the statement, I'm one of you. This can be looked at from that angle as well, huh? On the telephone, hello, good morning.
Matt,
Yes?
Gaston doesn't move with security in Antigua, Matt. No security, Matt. The man is a real gangster. You hear you say he's not afraid of the gang. He have his gun on his side. It's true. He's stopping his car, he's going to the supermarket, he buying his message. Normal, no security. No security. The man is a gangster.
All right, caller, thank you very much. I don't know why you had to fake your voice there. Somebody said, Matt, you should believe you should believe half of what you see and less of what you hear. Is barbecue walking around boldly in Haiti? No. Have you ever seen gang leaders exposing themselves to the media days before the Prime Minister made some damning statement and disparaging remarks of the people involved in the gangs? No one knew who those gang members are. Interestingly, the next day, pictures of the Prime Minister surfaces with youth basketball players identifying them as gang leaders. The next day, another set of pictures surface. Then pictures with the Prime Minister sitting in a meeting of the members of the constituency and his radio staff. Not one gang leader identifiable, yet he's beating his chest about truce. A truce can only be reached by one party. The two warring factions, so you can continue that one. The two warring factions must meet together. Then to fool the people, he said a football match was arranged between the gangs. Has that happened? Will it ever happen? Gangs do not die overnight. that's a political grandstanding, as I heard Mr. Simeon said earlier. Political grandstanding there. Hello, talk to me, yes, on the telephone.
Mr. Birthday, morning.
Morning to you, sir.
Mr. Birthday, you all disturbed my breakfast this morning when Sherman Dick spoke.
What's that?
Now, I see pure corruption to Gaston Brown. First of all, Gaston Brown went to the table with gang leaders acting like a gangster, talking about he have his gun on his side. That's how a prime minister is supposed to function. When you have a country to give account to where their livelihood is concerned, such as gang groups, and these things can affect your only industry, which is tourism industry. You rather step in as a gang member on your own without police security as a prime minister. I am amazed by the nonsensicality of that stuff. Now, on the other hand, what I want to say is that when it comes to Gaston Brown and his gang in Antigua, hey, he goes down and negotiate with them. They are killing people, but he's negotiating with gangs. But when it comes to Dominica and Dominicans that standing up for their rights, where ID cards and reforms are concerned for elections, Gaston Brown, Amir Motley, and the other CARICOM leaders, they send RSS security to shoot people down here. Kill them. They should not be asking for ID card. But when it comes to gangs in Antigua, he sit down and play politics and play nice and trying to be nice because he won their vote. You know what I'm saying? But kill Dominicans because they should not be asking for ID cards and reforms and all these different things. These people need to be jailed. Gaston Brown, Mia Motley, Rob Gonzalez, the one from St. Kitts that was there before. All these people need to be jailed, my brother, for crimes against humanity in Dominica. Thanks, man.
Thank you. 9:21 is the morning time. I got this message as well there that has been circulating as it relates to a statement made by Mr. Gaston Brown on that situation. It looks like the gangs are not supporting his party. Let's see if we can get to that message there at this time.
We must take the fight to these criminal elements. I know too that the issue of youth delinquency is a major problem. And I feel that we're playing with these youth. There's this notion that because they're youth that they should not be dealt with harshly. But some of these youth are among the most criminal elements, the most wicked and least compassionate persons within society. And I say to you too that we want those gangs broken up. There must be no gangs in this country. Now, I know that you have to be careful in terms of profiling, but I'm sure that we can develop strategies to break up these gangs. They must find productive things to do. And I'll go as far as saying that we have to target them. We know who they are. I've spoken extensively about the Tujili gang. They operate between my area and Fort Road. And I've said that they are some of the most wicked people you'll find anywhere in the world. Look at the type of guns and knives and cutlasses and so on that they have on social media, brandishing them, harming people, and literally terrorizing the society. Why should we allow these, I'm going to describe them, to terrorize our people? And it's not that law enforcement do not know, you know. And these are individuals, notwithstanding the fact that they're youth, who should be targeted. And where they commit these heinous crimes, I'm going to make this point here, which is controversial, they're supposed to go to jail, not no juvenile detention facility, because they're wicked, they're cruel. They don't have any empathy for anybody. But that's not your function here. That's really a function of the judiciary. I understand that. But I'm just saying in passing that we have to deal with them pretty harshly. It was just Saturday, I pointed out to the population that this Tujili gang cutting up the place, only to be told that they are now being interviewed, the members, for a particular heinous crime that was committed over the weekend. So I'm saying all this to say But notwithstanding the fact that they're juveniles, that we cannot skylark with them. We cannot be relenting to them because of their age. We have to be unrelenting. We have to be firm and take the fight to all these criminal elements. So these are my initial comments as we seek to ensure or reassure the population of our strategies and programs to secure our population, to secure our country from these criminal elements. Anything that is necessary at this time, let us know, and we'll make the resources available immediately.
A recent statement there by the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda. It's 9:25, yes?
Yeah, Matt, good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, that statement that he just made sounds a lot more realistic, because if you just prevent the gangs from warring with each other and killing each other, that just means you're going to have more gang members. As he said, they have to be dismantled systematically, and that's not always easy. Many people have mentioned it's a long-term process that has to be consistent and the public must be behind those programs, and the politicians must not exploit these situations. All that has to come into play to get rid of gangs. Jobs have to be there for these people to be able to make money in a legal way. So this is a long-term, very concerted effort that has to be put to eradicate them. Good morning, man.
Good morning, too. It's 9:26. 9:26 in the morning. Let's take a quick break. We'll come right back with the discussion here.
Your favorite store, dial it now. 612-1253. That's Mega Deals. You can rely on Mega for some real deals on name brand clothing and electronics. High quality, low price. We are a wholesale and retail store located in Calabishi, right on the main road. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram as Mega Deals Dominica. Like our page. Check out our stuff. Call us. Visit us. Would appreciate that. Come try it on. Love it. Buy it at Mega Deals. Your one and only online and brick and mortar store. Mega Deals is also on wheels. We make it convenient for your shopping. We deliver straight to your door. Email us at info@megadealsda.com. Rely on Mega Deals for some real deals.
Hardware and home improvement, million supplies for you. Kitchen appliances, even home decor too. Lumber, lawn, all your garden supplies. Plumbing, welding, electrical supplies.
Visit Do It Center at the former J. Nassif Hardware location on Goodwill Road. Call us at 255-6890.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, Do It Center.
Dominica, are you ready to embark on a global journey of flavors? It's the Flavors of the World Food Festival, live at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium forecourt on September 29th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Join us as we celebrate the culture, traditions, and mouth-watering cuisine from China, India, Venezuela, Cuba, Lebanon, Africa, Haiti, Kalinago, Creole, and so much more. It's an event for the entire family. Come enjoy and dance to the rhythms of compa, calypso, neo-soul, gospel, Afrobeat, Souillon, Latin, and Indian music. And it's all for a good cause. Nothing to preserve our historic Notre Dame de Port, the Cathedral of Our Lady of Fairhaven. Mark your calendars for September 29th and get ready to eat, drink, and celebrate at the Flavors of the World Food Festival. Get your tickets now from Bullseye Pharmacy, Deepex, Next Connects, Above Cadrec, online at ticketandpass.com/FWF 2024 and at the parish offices.
If you know quality, then you must know the manufacturers of Dominica's finest rums. Belfast Estate Limited, over 80 years leading the industry with exceptional standards and formidable customer service. We present the manufacturers of BB Rum, Soca Rum, Red Cap Rum, Cask Rum, and the signature Belfast Estate Rum Punch. With island-wide distribution daily, Belfast Estate Limited has cemented its mark as the distributor of choice for products like El Dorado range of rums and creams, Kubali Bear, Corona Bear, Guinness, Root Boy Drink, and of course, Sunblast Juices, toughest snacks, Vitamalt, and Pine Hill Juices. Call the office at 440-7032 or visit the distribution outlet at Jimmy Dominica. Follow on Facebook or Instagram at Belfast Estate. Belfast Estate Limited, your leading manufacturer and distributor of rums in Dominica.
This is Asa Banton, your Tropical Water Ambassador, with your hurricane tip for today. Determine your risk. Effects of hurricanes can be devastating and bring many hazards, including flooding, strong winds, heavy rainfall, rip currents, and rough seas. Be prepared and remember to stock up on tropical water.
An easy way to play.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
You're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
The Dominica Cancer Society Men's Support Group is observing Prostate Cancer Awareness Month in September under the theme, It's Time to Act. It's time to have your prostate screened as early detection can save lives. A lively panel discussion takes place in St. Joseph September 10th and prostate screening September 12th. Screening for Grand Bay September 15th. September 17th, Whistle Stop where men play dominoes. September 19th, prostate screening in Marigot. Also on the 25th of September, a panel discussion on men and their lifestyle. It's time to take action as early detection can save lives. Don't be left out. Come and support the Dominica Cancer Society Men's Support Group. Prostate Cancer Awareness Month in September. It's time to take action.
All right, it's 9:32 in the morning. Let's take a voice note there. Coming back.
Morning, Mr. Peltier. Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Great analysis. I heard that one loud and clear. Man, in all that Mr. Joseph said and all that I've been hearing the last couple of weeks on this gang business in Antigua, man, you have the same parallel in Dominica. And listening in the last piece of Mr. Joseph piece, when he speak of the 6 rules that takes place in identifying the gang and how you deal with them and whatnot and negotiating with them, that exact same thing came to mind when I saw a special on the cartel member named El Chapo in Mexico. What this guy did is like Simeon laid it out. This guy took care of his people. He paid everything for the people. The whole neighborhood where he lived, he was the security. He was the government. He was the everything. And when he did that for the people, nobody would turn on him. Now, let us get to the problem of that gang and how it gets to be like that, man. The blame lies at the foot of the government, right at the top. That's where these things start. You neglect your people. Like, I'm not going to even go to Antigua because we know the same thing takes place in Dominica. You know, the corruption is at the top. They take care of few people. What they do, they make some people think that they are special in the community. They let them get away with whatever they do. The law is non-existence. So when it gets to be the point that life becomes miserable in a neighborhood, you cannot go and ask the same people who create the problem to fix the problem. You just had a caller talk about how he see Joseph riding on the back of a bicycle, how they affiliate with all the so-called criminal element. They spoke about a neighborhood. A lady called you last week, talk about neighborhood where the young fellas start congregating and they run the place. Man, these things don't happen in a vacuum. It didn't happen overnight. These things gradually took place. And the people who are tasked to taking care of the people, taking care of the island, let it go because they are corrupt. You cannot fix a crime problem if you are a criminal. You know, everybody's talking about crime like Peter Tosh tell you. But tell me who are the criminal, man? And I'm out with that. This is where the problem lies. The problem is not the people on the street. The people on the street, somehow or the other, has to survive. And when they turn around and do these things and they are allowed by politicians or the powers that be that's supposed to know better, do better, they are part of the problem. And now they're using them like the Prime Minister said. I mean, his wife said they got the Navy SEALs and these things. These were like little hint they giving you. Let you know they control the street in a kind of a gang criminal type way, man. You know? Everybody's talking about crime. Tell me what the criminal, and that's where you get it. Thank you.
It's 9:35 in the morning. Let's take a phone call. Our next up with the credit union. Yes, hello.
Good morning.
Morning to you, sir.
How you doing? How's your weekend? Good?
Okay.
Yeah. So now, what I was saying, and not only me, a lot of people are saying the same thing. You see, the point is, this government is like, all this crime and thing happening right now, and you know, it was never like before. It was going nice on Dominica. So everybody was trying their best to see what they could do for the living, to try and get some funds to feed themselves and their family. Now, all this time, now, when you had the past government, that's what they were doing. They didn't really have crime for that, you know. Everything was going nice and dandy. It was getting opportunities to feed themselves and their family, getting jobs to feed themselves and their family. You had carpenters, you had plumbing, you had plumbers, we had a lot of people in agriculture. They train to be following the parents in garden, carrying figs on their head to export to wherever. And, you know, agriculture was a big thing. You had big talent investments in agriculture, some big pineapple, some big watermelon, pawpaw, and all this kind of thing. You're seeing them. Them farmers, they have their own vehicles. They have some nice roads, some aspects roads, you know. And then also now, people are really struggling like that. You know, children who wasn't getting problem for finance from their parents because the parents had work to do and a lot of things was happening. You know, and remember, in them days, you know, government getting that 20 more like how that present government has right now, have been getting in terms of passport sales and what have you. So what we are trying to do is give them advice on how to utilize the money and do whatever. I just say no, they have done a lot of stuff. Yes, they have done a lot of stuff. I just say no. But the most important thing is provide jobs for people, manufacturing and what have you, you know, and so that we Dominican can get job opportunities, carpenters, you know, masonry and what have you, you know, so the economy is boosting up. So then the government can collect some tax from that and the country can move on. You know what I mean? But they was not doing so. They were taking money, not spending it away in politics, buying people for votes. They want to have apartment building, putting people to rest in it, and no title. And this is what happening. So all that is that's what are causing the crimes right now. Now people are kind of not feeling safe because of all this is happening. You can't talk to nobody. Everybody's being ignorant, you know, saying politics. Now this is supposed to be thinking of country, not for politics. Because at the end of the day, when people can get them for them to keep entering, that's a problem. You know what I mean? For the country, that creating violence. And this is what happening. We don't want that for Dominica. Dominica has been a peaceful, loving country. That's why you're always telling the government what to do in terms of the funds, so that everybody can move on to feed themselves and their family. And if we have a better economy, well, right now things getting tight now. What are they going to do? What are they going to do?
All right, caller. Thank you. 9:39 is the morning time. Somebody says, Matt, when your leader, when you as a leader creates a begging society, you don't empower young people. Imagine people in their 30s have never been employed and they have all their CXCs. Go for a job and your family not supporting the government. This is a struggle here, huh? That's my biggest problem. 4493095. Yes, people in their 30s have never even seen a job. Hello, talk to me.
Hey, my brother, what's up? What's up, my brother? What's up, man?
How you doing? How you doing?
Well, I watching the situation and they're talking about crime. You know what I mean? But the crime is starting from the heads of that carriers from 9 months. You know what I mean? Because what is making me really pissed off there? I'm hearing about crimes, but I'm not hearing about Mr. Wicks at all because Mr. Wicks was the man that was giving Matt most of the crimes information. And there's a clipping that Mr. Wicks played and talk about who this and who that and the wherever and the court. I doesn't hear that clipping playing at all. I think Matt or somebody must play it for Matt to hear or whatever. Because Mr. Wicks was making good sense. We know what was going on in the country. We know how many crimes, how many guns, who was arrested, who wasn't arrested. But right now, we don't know. So that's why there's always calling the Minister of Security. I want to know what he's really doing. You know what I mean? Mr. Blackmore, I am calling on you. I heard you a couple of days ago playing like you, the weatherman, when we have a good weatherman telling us what to do and what to not do. What I would like you to do for me, Mr. Blackmore, is come and give us the crime rates, how much drugs that you all have already got for the year or for the half year or whatever. You know what I mean? After the gun scene in St. Joseph, everything was dying just like that. You're supposed to report to the people, Mr. Blackmore. Please, I beg you, come to the station and give Matt the proper details. Do not stay on your telephone. Come to the best station, Q95, where the people can address you. Well, Mr. Blackmore, what do you think about the crime rates now? Or Mr. Blackmore, what do you think about the gangs in Roseau, left, right, center? Is it a good thing? Mr. Blackmore, when I used to smoke marijuana, I had to go by the river or go in the gardens. Right now, 5 police passing. You know what happened? A chimney, and he cannot do nothing. Because why? All of us can move with an ounce of weed in our pockets. So there will be blocks. And the blocks that is making is just because of those of the heads of whoever that know that they can buy those to have them as block members. So if you have one gang and one gang contains 30 fellas, you have 30 votes. So if you have 6 gangs, count it for yourself. You know, I'm not Simeon. Simeon that can come that. Simeon, you come to for me, 30 fellas in one gang. You have 20 gangs in a street corner. Count it for me. And you tell me before you used to run me down for one split in my pocket. Today, you cannot run down nobody because you know for what. But let me tell you now in closing, Matt, if you want to know about it, how much money that's spent, go buy costumes with your whatever, your camera, and your little recording phone and interview anybody inside there. Will tell you what that means.
All right, my brother. Thank you. 9:43. It's interesting the way he said it, you know. If you have 30, you have 6 gangs and you have 30 members, just check it out. How many votes are there? That's street economics, boy. Thank you for your intervention. Gangs are not always or do not always exist and defined as being among the youth. Gangs exist, as Simeon alluded, to white collar and blue collar circles that sometimes are bent on denying people opportunity, justice, and equity. Just check Vesco Jones, the Vesco Jones story, and also Lennox Linton's story, and see the gang at play in high society. We saw recently what happened to the gun amnesty drive that recently that was put in place by the security minister and the police? What happened to that? Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Hey, Mr. President.
How you know you're back?
All right, let's talk about Dominica now. Yeah, you would know better than me. Did Blackmore, Raymond Blackmore, when he gave the gun amnesty, he said he was giving the amnesty and then they would have put some laws into place. Did that ever happen?
You mean making the law stronger?
Yeah.
I don't know if I remember, but they said they were going to Parliament.
Oh, but they haven't reached yet. They're still on their way to Parliament.
I suspect.
All right. But at the end of the day, you see who is responsible for avoiding crimes on the street and all these gangs. They are the one that actually encouraging it. So when you don't do what is necessary, when people vote for you to give you leadership and responsibility of a country, and you don't do what's necessary, Matt, let me tell you something, Let me tell you something. You see all this gang nonsense talk that is going on? With me and my position, my experience and all these things, all these things can shut down within a week. Within a week, people can become like, these gang people can become like babies, brother, like babies asking for milk, bro. But these politicians, they like the gang vibe because what they do, they feed on the influence of the gang leader over all these other little boys that parents raise, and then they turn gangsters, gang members, so they can control them for votes and this thing. That's why in the whole Caribbean, from north to south, my brother, you will never have crime stopping because everybody is about politics and staying in power, not for securing the next generation. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you find Roosevelt Kerry doing his madness and telling you about the next generation will pay the debt. He's not referring to paying financial debt. He's referring to paying the price of his madness he live on this country. The next generation will pay the price of the madness he live on this country. You know what I'm saying? So it's problem in this country, and people still keep on voting for these people. Forget about these people.
At 9:46 is the morning time. Let's take a voice note here. I suspect this one supports from this on the text message. I support Mr. Brown in Antigua.
Mato, first of all, let me just say hello to you. I hope that you're fine, and hello to your listeners. I want to disagree with, what's his name, with Simeon. I respect his opinion, but I want to disagree with him if that can be done. The thing is, I think it's besides the point how much bravado the Prime Minister of Antigua used, and how he was dressed, and if he did meet with criminals or not. That's besides the point, Matt. There is a grave situation in Antigua, and I always say to myself and my son, is not what you achieve, but is how you achieve it, and by any means necessary, Matt. And I think in that case, Mr. Gaston Brown did what he had to do. He had to dress like the criminals, Matt, think like them, be with, and go into their mindsets. And the thing is that he met them on their turf, unlike the other way around. Matt, he put them psychologically at ease with him. They see him as one of them. They may not have seen him as a criminal, but they see him as a human being first. And then someone who is there to understand their plight, to maybe help them to understand why they are doing that, and maybe seek support for them in every way and in any way possible. So, however, Mr. Brown chose to have dressed to meet with the gangs and the people terrorizing the island, that's besides the point, Matt. I would do the same thing. You have to think like the other person. Put yourself in their shoes. Right? We are one and we are the same. That is the impression that Mr. Brown did, and look at it. It turned out to be positive because they did take appointments with each other to have meetings and to discuss. Yes, some of them may still harboring grudges and aggravation and hate, but with time that will go away. The objective was, Matt, to meet with them, to understand why they are doing that and how he can help them in any way possible. And that is what we have to be concerned about, Matt. Too many times we look at the problem and not what should be a plausible solution. So I applaud Mr. Gaston Brown, and I think what he did was positive, and I urge a lot of other prime ministers and people in public office and authority to do the same, Matt. We, at the end of the day, we need to get results and positive results. Thank you.
It's 9:49. I will stop coming up here with the Central Credit Union. We're going to take a break and, of course, play your statement there from the Wasco.
The Wasco apologizes to customers in Wesley, Woodfordale, Marigot, and parts of Calibishi for the water service interruption experienced on Sunday, September 8, 2024. This interruption was due to flooding at the intake, and we are pleased to inform you that the water supply has since been fully restored to these affected communities. Meantime, we are aware that concerns have been raised via social media regarding the possible contamination of this water system. After a thorough investigation, we can confirm that this was an isolated incident linked to the internal plumbing of an individual household. This issue does not reflect the quality or safety of the water provided by our system. Duasco has promptly assisted the affected customer in resolving the matter. Duasco remains dedicated to maintaining the highest standards in providing safe, reliable, and high-quality water to all our customers. We regret the inconvenience caused to all concerned and value the continued trust in our services.
Cause I'm on my way. KFC delivery is here. Just place your order at www.kfcdominica.com, Facebook or WhatsApp at 614-2633 and your order will be delivered to you. KFC, it's good. Cause I'm on my way.
Auto Trade introduces our newest line of lubricants, Valvoline, America's first branded motor oil. Valvoline has been formulating and improving motor oil longer than any other brand. From the world's first racing oil to the world's first synthetic blend, Valvoline has been trusted in engines around the world for over 150 years. Make the switch today. Choose Valvoline, the original motor oil. At Auto Trade, we only recommend the best in quality because at Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle. It's a relationship. Valvoline Lubricants, now distributed by Auto Trade.
So you an easy way to pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
You're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
And the results for the best evaporated milk is in. Distinction evaporated milk is 100% pure milk. Distinction milk is a fantastic source of calcium, protein, and essential source of vitamins A and D and other nutrients. The great news is that Distinction milk has no added ingredients and no preservatives. Always fresh, always pure, always rich. Now available in 2 sizes, 170 grams and 410 grams. Distinction evaporated milk is perfect for the family to enjoy no matter how you choose to serve it. Distinction milk is always wholesome and always nutritious. For healthy bones and better immune system, choose Distinction evaporated milk. Distributed by Fine Foods and available island-wide.
Let's go to the telephone, 9:54. We have a stop with Central Credit Union coming up there, 10:15. Are you there? Yes.
Good morning.
Morning to you. How are you?
I'm all right. I heard you read some things about the Wasco, but I would like to ask them what is the reason Buffett has no water right now. Let us know what is the reason.
You seem like you're the chairperson of Baffert State.
No, well, I'm calling for myself, Matt. If I don't call, nobody else will say something.
That's why I'm saying you're the chairperson. Yeah, the
Right,
chair.
I'm looking for myself, as everybody will benefit.
I agree. All right. The Wasco check
Thank
can
you.
loose still in Baffert State. Thank you. We're going back in the archives, of course, and we're pulling out something from Mr. Wicks. Remember this one?
The discipline level in the police force is going down progressively. We must set the example. We must be above reproach. The selection and recruitment process must be reviewed. Tell them I say so. The moral of the police department is progressively getting lower. As I said, the discipline. Now, as I come on discipline with regard to the police force, one of the striking issues of the police force in relation to discipline or infractions that may be caused on the public, abuse or whatever, is the issue of this chronic, painstaking, laborious nonsense tribunal. What I'm trying to say is that if a policeman does something that's wrong, whether internally or externally, there should be a way in the police force, some kind of mechanism to deal with it expeditiously. So what you have is this lagging and delaying and all kinds of things, but the policeman is still working and he has done something wrong. It's not being dealt with expeditiously. In other words, we are accountable to the citizenry, and because we are custodians of the law, and because we must be above reproach, and because we must set the example, it must be seen that we are doing something quickly to arresting that behavior. Mr. Irish, who is an officer, can tell the commissioner I say so tomorrow and he can dismiss me. It's the truth. It is the truth. You talk about drugs and so on. In every organization, have HEDEG. Every organization, whether in ministry there, whether in your office there, Mr. Bianzin saying inside of the church, you think the church perfect? You think the church perfect them? You think the pastor perfect or the last foot soldier perfect them? You think the policeman perfect, the fireman? All of us have issues. I am saying that the issues must be addressed and addressed promptly. When you catch them, you must tell them. You must deal with them. I am a professional public prosecutor. If I have to prosecute, if my life has to go is making a contribution, that's fine. I must be part of an organization that is seemingly clean. The public expect us to be clean. You cannot be arresting people for drugs or saying giving people for ticket for thing, but you break in the keep clear. You ought not to do it. It's wrong. And I'm saying the police high command, when reports, so you bring a report on Claude Weeks for X, Y, and Z, I must be investigated. Don't you just make a note and then business as usual. Sometimes these are the people who get promoted. These are the people who are acknowledged. So I'm saying rogue cops, whether in the Dominica Police Force or wherever globally, they must be dealt with robustly. They have to be punished. Of course, I must hasten to say, there must be evidence. It's one thing to say X, Y, and Z, and that's why we've been talking a lot to break the culture of silence. So if a policeman is involved in drugs, just as we're trying to bash down those heavy dons, we call them dons in Jamaica, and we'll say Papa here. The same way if it has Papa in the police force must identify, bring it and come and testify. Instead, come and testify. We are only opening our mouths and shouting, yes, the police is in that. Yes, the police, but come and let us deal with them to get out. Because why? Because I'm inside. I'm at risk as well. Thank you.
Well, I can tell you, Mr. Wicks, since you made that statement, that's it, you know. Well, my friend and partner, since you made that statement, they kept pressing you down. And if I'm sure you're not surprised, but the facts are stubborn things. Continue speaking the truth, brother. Let's take a break. I will come back. Our next stop is the Central Credit Union. We're going to take a phone call and we'll move on. 10 o'clock is the morning time. Talk to me.
Mato, listen well. Listen to how the message is said. We don't have no water in that state. It's not for Lucille. We don't have. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucille. 10 o'clock is the morning time. But Lucille, you're one of the beneficiaries, right?
How can I do that?
Let's take a break. We'll come back.
Do it center at the Goodwill Road. Just name it, they have it. Like Giovanni, he'll order it for you. Yes, elevate your garbage and remove you upstairs. Do it center. Albert Dimoy, let Madame Niari like I know of us. Because the home design section is a housewife's delight. You see, do it center, Stephanie, your hardware. The home design, garden section, lumber, plumbing, electrical, Loud and Bell fancy lamps. What you name it, they got it. Lumber, cement, tiles, galvanized, showers, fancy faucets. Their own brand of paint. Do it best quality paint. Even toys. The thing about Do It Center is the quality, the class, to bagayani, extraordinary level. If you see those toilet sets and things, when they have to remodel the State House, the White House, so go to Do It Center, they will have to go to get everything. So, ladies, fathers, they know guys looking for tools and hardware. Move you upstairs, the first you go power. And it's the you think it is of us is you, it's your last is about it's a Do It Center, your partner in home improvement, covering you from foundation to finish. If you likely want to make one.
And carry, cash and carry, cash and carry, cash and carry. At Cash and Carry, we offer the finest selection of products that cater to your every need. From groceries to household essentials, our shelves are stocked with quality items that are sure to impress. And guess what? We're not just great for wholesale, we're also your go-to place for all your food service needs. Located right opposite the Immigration Department on King George V Street in Roseau, we take pride in providing you with an unforgettable shopping experience. Our friendly staff is here to assist you in each and every step of the way. Ready to place an order or have a question? Call us at 316-0184 or 255-6823. And carry, cash and carry, cash and carry, cash and carry. We can't wait to see you.
Eaststar Trading Limited does it again. Shop at Eaststar Trading Limited in September for a chance to win. Every week in September, a lucky customer will win a $250 food voucher. That's right, a $250 food voucher. Just spend $50 or more and place your receipt in the box provided, and you will have a chance to win. Plus, shop on double points days. Eaststar Trading Limited loyalty card holders will earn double points on selected dates every month until the end of year. So shop and earn more points. For terms and conditions and further details, visit our store in Roseville. Eaststar Trading Limited. We're here for you.
You an easy way to pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
You're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Do It Center shoppers, we have exciting news. Your favorite home improvement destination just got a major upgrade. Get ready to experience the all-new Do It Center online store. Fresh look, same great products, and super user-friendly. Find what you're looking for in a snap. Need assistance? We've got you covered. Connect with our live chat agents for real-time assistance. But that's not all. Introducing the convenience of seamless online payments with reliable delivery service straight to your door. Shopping for quality products has never been this easy. Don't miss out. Visit store.doitcenterdominica.com and experience the new era of our online shopping. Do It Center, your partner in home improvement.
Fresh Market Pharmacy has extended to customers with its new additional location at best price. 2 convenient locations on the Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard and at Best Price Riverbank. Fresh Market Pharmacy provides over-the-counter medication, health and personal care, prescription drugs, and natural supplements. Our experienced pharmacists and technicians provide the best quality services. Call 225-6883, 255-6875. WhatsApp 316-0310. Your prescription bill just got lowered.
(10:06) is the morning time. Somebody's complaining about the lack of water in the Union Estate area, La Pointe. The Wasco, please follow up. We have a stop coming up, but let's see if we can share this message at this time.
Matt Pelty, good morning, dear listeners. I'm very glad that you played the recording of Mr. Weeks. Matt Pelty, you know I have been one who have called and advocated for the removal of Lincoln Cobbett in the hierarchy of the police force, Matt Pelty. We talk about crime and violence. We talk about criminal activity in Dominica. But I think the worst kind of criminals are the ones who are in public office, the ones who are in government, the ones who are supposed to be setting the law and the rules, and they themselves think that they are above the law and the rules and get away with criminal activity. At Pelty, we all know, and the criminals themselves know, the career criminals themselves know, the police officers who are contaminated, who are seriously compromised. And only when there is an environment that enables disease, bacteria, growth, that we have infections. Therefore, it's only an environment that breeds criminal activity, you will find an increase in crime. And I'm saying if our hierarchy in our police force is not clean, if people are contaminated by politicians, if people are contaminated by their actions, if people are contaminated by their intentions, there's zealousness to get into position without being able to handle the task, without having that capacity. Matt Pelty, we have a serious problem with not only criminal activity, but solving criminal activity and killing the growth of criminals in the country. I will say it again. If Dominicans want to change crime, they have to stand up and request and make sure that people like Lincoln Cobbett relieves the police force. People like the Minister of National Security needs to vacate his post, because you cannot have people who are enabling encouraging criminal activity. And when we talk about crime, we want to distinguish crime between murder and other like crime. Crime is crime. Violence is violence. No matter what type of crime, white, blue, criminal activities are violation of our coexistence in the law. And it need to be stemmed, it need to be cut, it need to be curtailed. And if the people who are in the enforcement agency are the ones themselves being partial and the ones themselves being involved in another aspect of criminal activity, then we have serious problems. And I will say again, Lincoln Cobbett and people like him who are in position in the police force needs to go unless that happens. But we lack the moral fortitude to tell criminals to stop their activity. If the people who have taken an oath to swear or have sworn to serve and protect the public are violating the same office and violating the rules, then they lack the moral fortitude. They lack the moral guide to tell anybody to do anything about crime. You have a good day, man.
All right, you have a good day too.
You've asked for it. Now come get it. The Jimmy gas station along E.O. LeBlanc Highway is backed by popular demand. Gas to go. So come support your very own gas to go. Guaranteed to get you going further, faster. Come to Gas to Go and get more for less. It's where your dollar will get you further, faster. Lots of prizes to be won at Gas to Go. Fill up and win big savings. Fuel for less. Every cent counts. Everyone is a winner. Fishermen and bus owners on the West Coast get all your supplies at Gas to Go. Call the Jimmy gas station at 449-0104 or 275-0104. Gas to Go. Gas to Go gets you further, faster.
This is Asa Banton, your Tropical Water Ambassador, with your hurricane tip for today. Strengthen your home, trim trees, ensure drains are cleaned, and ensure you have sufficient plywood, aluminum panels to board up your windows and doors. Ensure that outdoor items can be secured. Be prepared, and remember to stock up on Tropical water.
Real carpet, check. Real cocoa, check. But what you always checking like that, boy Franklin? My stock for Creole in the streets this year. Once Holy Bell ring, I'm in. Bell, well, registration has been open for the NDFD's 8th annual Creole in the Street since August 19th and closes September 20th. This year's event will be held on Friday, October 18th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Visit the NDFD on Great Marlborough Street to register now. Bitmap will say, I said no. Come be part of this magnificent event to showcase and sell all your local products. Hello? I'm borrowing your keys, yeah? I'm going to come right back. Frankie boy, you don't have lights and gas, huh?
Honey, did you get the glow spread and mellow cream?
A little help with the bags would be nice.
Shortly, but I need the glow spread to finish the icing for Christine's birthday cake and mellow cream to add to the soup and gravy.
No.
No?
No, I didn't get just one. I got two of each.
Oh, honey, that's just why I married you.
Spread the love with Mellow Cream and Glow Spread. They're vegan-friendly, lactose, and gluten-free. Found in all leading supermarkets nationwide.
Locally distributed by Fine Foods, Inc.
You an easy way to pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
Then you're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
As we begin a new school year, I take the opportunity on behalf of the government of Dominica to thank all our parents, students, teachers, and principals for your efforts and contribution to the success of our students. I wish all, from early childhood to college, a successful school year 2024-2025. We see new spaces, as in the Early Childhood Development Center at the Baroness Patricia Scotland Primary School. Improvement works began to provide appropriate washroom facilities for the early childhood centers at La Plaine and Cassibus. Renovation works was done at the Dominica State College and work is still ongoing. Plumbing, electricals, and general maintenance work took place at most schools. The government continues in its effort to ensure conducive learning environment for all students and to support our teachers as they develop themselves to improve the teaching learning experience. This term, among our celebrations will be Adult Education Month, Patriotic and Heritage Month, Early Childhood Month, and Kalinago Awareness Week. In 2022, I encourage you to know when you need to take a pause. Plan and prepare your meals, eat well, use less fat, salt, and sugar, sleep enough, and build your spiritual life. Last year, I asked two things of you: to pay attention to details and stimulate your affective domain, and I sent you out to build up and bring out the best in people. This year, let us focus on analyzing our data down to nitty-gritty level. Research on best practices and implement some of them, and let your school celebrate within the reality of excellence. We must certainly focus on literacy and numeracy and the creation and use of new knowledge in the real world rather than only transmitting knowledge that already exists. Each project that our students undertake must challenge them to apply learning, connect and collaborate with other students, interact with the community, dig deep to understand content for real world context, and to communicate both with each other and with the teacher about the educational experience as they create a piece of work of excellence. Last year, our watchword was alert. This year, our watchword is excel. E for embrace. Embrace people. Do a little extra. Celebrate with the reality of excellence. Encourage others. Listen and learn with your heart. Education does not change the world. Remember that. Education does not change the world. Education changes people. People change the world. So go out and bless your community and make it strong. Because a community is blessed and strong when it has a great school. I have courage, and I offer you courage because courage is contagious. And one writer says, every time we choose courage, we make everyone around us a little better and the world a little braver. God bless you. Have a happy and successful school year. Jesus loves you, and I love you too.
Central Cooperative Credit Union is encouraging all members to update their accounts. Members, please present the following at any of our 2 branches. Valid picture ID. This could be a passport, Dominica Social Security card, government-issued ID, such as driver's license or state ID, proof of address, reflecting your name and current address. This document could be a utility bill, hire purchase document, bank statement, bank reference letter, employment letter, or driver's license. Where your driver's license is presented as a proof of address, you will need to present your passport or Dominica Social Security card as identification. While you are at the branch of your choice, please take the opportunity to update the beneficiary to your account. The purpose of this is to ensure that upon your death, the person whom you so desire will get the proceeds to your account. Please visit our Goodwill or Portsmouth branch today. Our friendly and efficient staff are waiting to serve you.
If you know your
Central Cooperative Credit Union is encouraging all members to update their accounts. Members, please present the following at any of our 2 branches. Valid picture ID. This could be a passport, Dominica Social Security card, government-issued ID, such as driver's license or state ID, proof of address, reflecting your name and current address. This document could be a utility bill, hire purchase document, bank statement, bank reference letter, employment letter, or driver's license. Where your driver's license is presented as a proof of address, you will need to present your passport or Dominica Social Security card as identification. While you are at the branch of your choice, please take the opportunity to update the beneficiary to your account. The purpose of this is to ensure that upon your death, the person whom you so desire will get the proceeds to your account. Please visit our Goodwill or Portsmouth branch today. Our friendly and efficient staff are waiting to serve you.
All right, Dominique, we're here with Central Cooperative Credit Union. We have two competent staff members with us this morning. We'll be sharing some good information. Good morning, folks. How you doing?
We're doing awesome. How are you?
All right.
Morning.
How you doing? Everything good?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Usually looking very smart this
Thanks.
morning.
Thanks.
Smart and pretty.
Thanks.
Everything good? Yes, for sure. Let's move on because we have a few questions to ask you there from Central this morning. Because the first question always is, how do I become a member? But before we do that, let's find out who you are. What's your names and what is your positions there?
Okay, Mr. Beltier, good morning to everyone in Radio Land. Good morning to all the listeners. Good morning to all the members of Central. My name is Keontae Harrigan. I'm a loans officer.
Say it a little slow for me, please.
My name is Keontae Harrigan.
Keontae, it's a little fast. It's Keontae Harrigan.
Keontae Harrigan.
All right.
I'm a loans officer at the Central Credit Union.
Very competent one, too. Good morning to you, young lady. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing awesome.
Is it your first time here?
It is.
All right. We want to welcome you in a big, big way. Now, how does someone become a member of the Central Cooperative Credit Union?
We welcome all members, everybody, not
Okay.
just all members. And in order to become a member of the Central Cooperative Credit Union, we require a proof of address,
Mhm.
an ID, a valid ID.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we'll request also a dual membership letter.
Okay.
Members also refer to it as the reference letter.
Okay, what kind of IDs we talking about? What kind of IDs? We have passports, we have driver's license, we have social security.
Yes. So we have the driver's license, the passport, the social security.
Mm-hmm.
Also, your driver's license can also be used as a proof of address if you do not have a utility bill in your name.
Okay.
So if we are going to use your driver's license as the proof of address, we would require this and a government issued ID as well.
Okay. So 2 IDs.
Yes.
We need 2 IDs. Now, why should one become a member of Central? Why?
Well, first and foremost, we have exceptional customer service.
Mm-hmm.
We have attractive loan products, and something I believe that members are not completely aware of, that their savings are insured. So in the event of death, so the savings and the loans up to a certain amount
Mhm.
is insured. So in the event of death of a member, God forbid, then the member's savings, based on the age they pass, we would normally file a claim for that member.
Okay.
So whatever is left on the account, we file for a percentage of that balance in
Mhm.
addition.
Now, what do I need to open an account?
To open an account, we would need a proof of address, like
Yeah.
we said earlier,
Mhm.
government issued ID, which would also be a driver's license, social security card, or your passport.
Mhm.
At least $65, although we encourage members to open for a little more.
You said at least 65.
At least $65.
Okay.
That's
Mhm.
pretty much it. The members would also, in the $65, $50 would have gone to at least the purchase of 1 share.
Okay.
And we have the entrance fee and so forth.
All right, let's move on. We're talking about beneficiaries because you need to have some beneficiaries there. You mentioned beneficiaries. Why are beneficiaries important?
Well, it is necessary to have a beneficiary on your account in the event of the passing of the member. You would not want your loved ones to have to go through the process of applying for letters of administration or
Mhm.
even your will or a probate. So if your beneficiary is placed on your account, that would eliminate those factors.
Mhm.
So it would be easier for the member to gain access to your account after you pass.
Is it absolutely important to have a beneficiary on that account?
It is, absolutely. But if you do not want to have a beneficiary on your account, the member during their life would ensure that their will is in
Mhm.
order.
Okay. And so why should I update my beneficiary? So you say you have to
Well,
update it all the time?
Well, you don't have to, but it is for the same reasons. And also, too, sometimes the beneficiary may be predeceased. So you do not want, after you pass, that the person you named as your beneficiary is already dead.
Mhm.
So you'd have to go through the process again.
Well, how often do you have to do that?
Well, we come across it a lot of times.
So you have to do it often as possible to update, or do you do it every year?
Well, no, if you're updating your account in the process
Right.
and you intend to change your beneficiary,
Mhm.
you can. But if you do not want to change your beneficiary and the beneficiary is still alive,
Okay.
then it can remain the same. You do not have to change your beneficiary.
You don't have to.
No.
Okay. Now, can you have multiple beneficiaries?
Absolutely, you can.
For example, your mother, your father, your
Yes.
children.
You can. But if you are naming multiple beneficiaries, you should also identify the proportion that has to be
So
paid up
if $1 is given to this one, you can say $1 for Matt, $2 to the percentage. Okay.
Yes.
That's why I'm breaking it down. Like, a certain amount to each individual.
Right.
Okay, that's very important.
It is. Absolutely. Otherwise, if it isn't proportioned properly, then we do it equally
Mhm.
among the beneficiaries.
So you decide that you do it equal.
Once the member does not indicate that let's suppose 50% goes to Matt and 50% goes to Keontae, or 25% goes to Matt, 50% goes to Keontae, and 25% goes to another individual. If it is not stated that way, then we do it equally.
Okay, so what happens if one don't have a beneficiary?
If one does not have a beneficiary,
Mhm.
then they would have to present a will registered,
Mhm.
a probate, or a letters of administration.
Can your next of kin receive the funds on your account
No.
in the event of death?
No.
You say no?
No. Your next of kin is only necessary in the event that we are trying to contact you and we do not have a contact for you, then we contact your next of kin. It's basically for emergencies.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's very interesting there. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll come back. We're here with Central Cooperative Credit Union Dominica. We're gonna come back after we take a short break and continue with the discussion. So stick around right now. Let's go.
I take the opportunity.
Central Cooperative Credit Union is encouraging all members to update their accounts. Members, please present the following at any of our 2 branches. Valid picture ID. This could be a passport, Dominica Social Security card, government-issued ID, such as driver's license or state ID, proof of address, reflecting your name and current address. This document could be a utility bill, hire purchase document, bank statement, bank reference letter, employment letter, or driver's license. Where your driver's license is presented as a proof of address, you will need to present your passport or Dominica Social Security card as identification. While you are at the branch of your choice, please take the opportunity to update the beneficiary to your account. The purpose of this is to ensure that upon your death, the person whom you so desire will get the proceeds to your account. Please visit our Goodwill or Portsmouth branch today. Our friendly and efficient staff are waiting to serve you.
Let me say good morning to the staff. I know they're tuned in there to Central this morning. Did I get your name? Your full name? I didn't get your name? Oh, we have to rewind and go back there now. Tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Cindy Larrock, the Administrative Secretary based at the Portsmouth office.
Portsmouth?
Yes.
I thought you were in Roseville.
No, I'm not. I would love to, but no,
You'd love to.
unfortunately.
Well, so yeah, I mean, your management is listening this time, so you put in your request, right, Conte? All right, so we're going to be dealing with the updating of accounts at this time. Why is it necessary to update your account?
It is necessary to update your account for ease of contact, first and foremost. In the event that someone moves, as in change of address, change of contact information, and so forth, we would encourage members to update their accounts so we have updated information per member as the time goes by.
How often would you have to do that?
At least every 2 years.
Every 2 years?
Yes.
Okay, and why should I present? Why should I be present when I update my account?
Well, we would rather do one-on-one interaction with members as we also deliver exceptional customer service. So in order to update your account and being present, we would actually capture your photo,
Mhm.
capture your signature, and so forth. So in case you're doing a transaction after, then we'll not have any issues identifying who that member is.
Mm-hmm. Now, are there other ways that you can update your account, like using the portal,
No, we are not yet at that level.
the online
Our
portal?
platform, the online portal, doesn't allow you to update your account.
Uh-huh.
However, if you are overseas, we can update your account by forwarding to you the necessary documents required. And once you are sending them back to us, you have to ensure that they are notarized, along with a notarized copy of your ID and a proof of address.
It has to be notarized.
It has to be notarized. Excuse me. With the updating of the account, if your account is also dormant, meaning it is inactive, we would also require an over-the-counter transaction in order to reactivate that account.
So you have to be present, in other words.
Somebody can do the transaction. Once it's a deposit, somebody can actually do the deposit. Once you complete the forms and it's notarized, then we do the updating and some relative can do the transaction on your behalf.
Declaration of source of funds is a different issue that we have to deal with. What is the source of declaring funds? How do you go around that?
Okay, Mr.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, so source of funds.
I finally heard your voice. Yes.
Yes. So source of funds, to put it quite basically, it's the origin of the money used in a financial transaction.
Uh-huh.
That can include earnings from employment. It can include business revenue. It can include investments, and also from other legitimate income sources as well.
So you must establish what your source of funds are.
Yes. So in terms of large financial, large deposits, you would have to make the credit union privy to the source of those funds for compliance reasons.
So that's for compliance reasons only.
For compliance reasons, there's also for verification reasons. Sometimes certain transactions may not line up with the transaction history of the members, so the credit union would have to do its due diligence to ensure that everything is, in accordance with the law. And
Is
whatnot.
there a certain amount that you must declare?
In terms of the declaration amount, the credit unions are mandated by law to have members complete a declaration of source of funds for all deposits, whether by cash, check, or bank transfer, equivalent to or in excess of $10,000.
I was about to say, well, what's the amount that you have to exceed?
Yeah, but the credit union also reserves the right to request the completion of a DSF for deposits of a lesser amount in instances where,
I was about to ask a question. So if you have a deposit of say $9,999,
Yeah.
you'd consider you might have to ask more questions.
We would most likely do a declaration.
Okay.
Most likely do a declaration, yes.
I also believe too that the credit union can ask you to declare any amount of money if they feel, well, not if they feel, but if your
It becomes
usual
absolutely
transaction-
necessary.
right?
It's something that you don't normally do.
Well, we do. Yes, we normally do it. But if, for instance, that you miss a penalty, your usual transactions during the course of the month or the year would not exceed $5,000 or $10,000, and all of a sudden you come in with an amount of like an excess amount, then of course they're going to ask you to declare that funds.
So what is the difference between the source of funds and the source of wealth? I think that's the next question there.
Okay, Mr. Peltier, so to put it simply, source of funds refers to the origin of the specific money involved in a transaction, such as income from employment, sales, or loans, and it is focused on the immediate funds used in a particular financial activity. Whereas source of wealth, on the other hand, pertains to the overall origin of an individual's total assets, including accumulated wealth over time from various sources, for example, like investments, inheritances, business ownership. It provides a broader view of the person's financial background, so to speak.
But if you have, say, just having a conversation, if you're a business person and you want to deposit, say, 10,000, will you still have that question? I'm a usual depositor.
Yes.
And it's a little over $10,000 on a daily basis. Do you have to do that all the time?
Yes, we do. We would need to just, for compliance reasons and whatnot, just continue to ascertain the source of the funds. So it's very critically important for us to do that.
What is the importance of source of funds verification? Why?
Okay, so establishing where money came from, establishing where money came from is important to ensure that the funds are not, laundered money or any of those things. Failure to verify the source of funds can result in significant financial penalties and damage to the reputation of the institution. So the credit union, CCCUL, must implement robust verification processes to avoid involvement in financial crimes and to maintain public trust. So, Matt, just to elaborate on that, the credit union has a fiduciary duty to ensure that we verify where monies are coming from. It's important to do that. It's a two-way street. It protects CCCUL and it protects the members as well, because we have to verify, we have to vet things, we have to analyze things. I know for those out there in Radio Land, the DSF process can be a bit tedious. It can be a bit, as we say, locally, it can be a hold up, but it is necessary.
They say too much red tape.
Yeah, too much red tape, bureaucracy, all of that stuff. So, but it's necessary for us to undertake that process to ensure that we are doing the right thing whenever a financial transaction is conducted.
Again, I just want to ask you for repetition purposes, what is the importance of source of funds verification? Why?
So, source of funds verification is critically important because it allows us to establish whether the funds are from legitimate sources or whether the funds are from illegitimate sources. Just to elaborate on these two different types of sources. So legitimate source of funds include earnings from employment. It includes business income, investment returns, a loan disbursement, inheritances. These sources are generally verifiable through official documentation. So we can get a pay slip, we can get a tax return, we can get a bank statement. If it's, for example, the sale of a property, we can get maybe a copy of a memorandum of transfer and those sorts of things. So it's verifiable. When the DSF document is being signed, an accompanying proof of source of funds can be attached to it. So that's for the legitimate sources. But for the illegitimate sources, it might include money from illegal means.
I was about to ask you, how do you know one is illegitimate?
It can generally be deciphered when proof cannot be provided, or if the proof that is being provided doesn't look quantifiable.
You have to play police on that one.
Yeah, you have to do a lot of head scratching, a lot of analyzation. It's like you just cannot really decipher exactly where these funds are originating from. So it's critically important for us to make that differentiation in order to protect the financial institution, because Central is only robust as its internal controls, and it is important for us to maintain those internal controls.
But just a question there. So if I bring in, say, $9,999, that's below $10,000. You say any amount is questionable.
Yes.
It depends on who's doing it.
Yes, it is at the discretion of the
officer,
of the officer, of the the review team that is making the decision in terms of the source of funds. But any amount can be declared for. But
so if I come in at $500, you still ask me a question?
Well, it depends. But just to clarify things for those out there in Radio Land, there's something called transaction history. Your transaction history is your regular activity with your account. So say, for example, Matt, in terms of transactions, you're maybe accustomed of getting a certain amount of money per month. That is regular, that is always constant. That is not really questionable. But once there is a very massive deviation from what is constant, that is a cause for further analysis.
You sound like almost like a police there. 10:30. We're going to take a break. We'll come back, Dominica, for our closing comments here from the team.
Credit Union is encouraging all members to update their accounts. Members, please present the following at any of our 2 branches. Valid picture ID. This could be a passport, Dominica Social Security card, government issued ID, such as driver's license or state ID, proof of address, reflecting your name and current address. This document could be a utility bill, hire purchase document, bank statement, bank reference letter, employment letter, or driver's license. Where your driver's license is presented as a proof of address, you will need to present your passport or Dominica Social Security card as identification. While you are at the branch of your choice, please take the opportunity to update the beneficiary to your account. The purpose of this is to ensure that upon your death, the person whom you so desire will get the proceeds to your account. Please visit our Goodwill or Portsmouth branch today. Our friendly and efficient staff are waiting to serve you. Central Cooperative Credit Union is encouraging all members to update their accounts. Members, please present the following at any of our 2 branches. Valid picture ID. This could be a passport, Dominica Social Security card, government issued ID, such as driver's license or state ID, proof of address, reflecting your name and current address. This document could be a utility bill, hire purchase document, bank statement, bank reference letter, employment letter, or driver's license. Where your driver's license is presented as a proof of address, you will need to present your passport or Dominica Social Security card as identification. While you are at the branch of your choice, please take the opportunity to update the beneficiary to your account. The purpose of this is to ensure that upon your death, the person whom you so desire will get the proceeds to your account. Please visit our Goodwill or Portsmouth branch today. Our friendly and efficient staff are waiting to serve you.
Dominica, we have a few more minutes with our friends there from Central Cooperative Credit Union. I know you have some closing comments there for your listeners. Miss Lauren, yes, and your staff has done a wonderful job, huh? I want to say it in front of them, okay? Good morning. Good morning to you. I know the whole staff, management is listening and paying attention. As we go, let's have our final comments there from our team here from the Central Cooperative Credit Union. Ladies first, or men?
I'll go first.
Yeah, go
So I
first.
just want to encourage members that they should not allow their account to go dormant.
Okay.
And by way of doing so, they should do at least 1 transaction a year. So no transactions for the year your account goes dormant. It's actually, to me, it's a safety feature.
Mhm.
And that is for if the members are overseas, they do not have access to their accounts and so forth. I would also encourage them to apply for our online so that they can gain access to their account. So in the event that they want to request a check or have money transferred to another individual within the institution,
Mhm.
you can do that online as opposed to going through the process of notarizing a letter and your ID and awaiting your transaction. So you can make your request online. Likewise, you can request a reference letter and so forth. So whatever services that we offer on our online platform, it is fast and
Mhm.
it is easy.
Okay, young man.
Yes, Mr. Beltier. So, in my final comments, I would just like to continue to implore all of our members out there in Radio Land to continue to make Central their financial home. With regard to the declaration of source of funds, I know it's something that can be quite tedious, tasking for someone, especially where, a person is above board and a person just wants to deposit their funds. But I just want to make everybody know that the declaration of source of funds is not something that's just restricted to Central. It's across the financial space. All credit unions have to conduct it as part of their Know Your Customer KYC, as part of their financial compliance and financial reporting and all of those things. So I would just like to implore the members to really undertake the process when it becomes necessary, because it is to protect both the credit union and the member. It's important for verification. It's important for protecting the reputation of the institution and also upholding the integrity of the institution. Just to switch gears for a bit in relation to members and updating accounts, as Ms. Larox rightly said, it's important for members to keep their accounts open. When it becomes necessary to reactivate, please provide the necessary documents, the ID, the proof of address, so that can be done. And in terms of the beneficiaries, that is something that's critically important. Please ensure that there's a beneficiary to your account, so that upon your death, whoever you so desire can get the proceeds to your account and to continue building generational wealth and all of those things. I would just like to tell our members also, before I leave, to look out for something big in terms of the independence loans. We have an Independence Express coming up, so I would really like our members to stay tuned for that. It's a very exciting facility, just in time for the
Creole Festival.
Independence season. Business owners who have bars and all of those things. So it's a very exciting facility. So please stay tuned for it. I just want to say a pleasant good morning again to all the staff that are listening at Central. We have a very hardworking staff, very efficient, very on task, very ahead of schedule. And I just want to thank them for all the work that they continue to do on a daily basis. Just finally, in terms of loans, good morning to everyone in our loans department. We continue to assist members on a daily basis, and we encourage Central members of the general public to please take advantage of our loan products. We have some of the most competitive loans products on island. And thank you again, Matt, for being such a gracious host as usual.
Thank you very much.
I just want to add, Mr. Peltier, before we leave,
Matt is fine.
in terms of the Independence Express that Mr. Harrigan spoke
Mhm.
about, since it's right before the World Creole Music Festival, members who have their savings can also use their savings as the collateral for that loan, and they will benefit much better. By way of contacting us, you can call us at 448-2261, that's at the Goodwill office, and 445-5208. Sometimes our credit union is growing, and sometimes members call after call. So
Mhm.
members may be a bit frustrated when trying to contact us and they are unable to. But it is always wise, you cannot get through the landline. You try the cell phone, shoot a WhatsApp, send a voice note, somebody will get back to you.
Yes, what they call automation.
So the WhatsApp number, you can call us on 275-2587, 275-6267, 275-2893.
Okay, folks, it was a pleasure this morning. I hope you come back again soon.
For sure.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care now. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, take care.
Central Cooperative Credit Union is encouraging all members to update their accounts. Members, please present the following at any of our 2 branches. Valid picture ID. This could be a passport, Dominica Social Security card, government-issued ID, such as driver's license or state ID. Proof of address, reflecting your name and current address. This document could be a utility bill, hire purchase document, bank statement, bank reference letter, employee employment letter, or driver's license. Where your driver's license is presented as a proof of address, you will need to present your passport or Dominica Social Security card as identification. While you are at the branch of your choice, please take the opportunity to update the beneficiary to your account. The purpose of this is to ensure that upon your death, the person whom you so desire will get the proceeds to your account. Please visit our Goodwill or Portsmouth branch today. Our friendly and efficient staff are waiting to serve you. Central Cooperative Credit Union is encouraging all members to update their accounts. Members, please present the following at any of our 2 branches. Valid picture ID. This could be a passport, Dominica Social Security card, government-issued ID, such as driver's license or state ID, proof of address, reflecting your name and current address. This document could be a utility bill, hire purchase document, bank statement, bank reference letter, employment letter, or driver's license. Where your driver's license is presented as a proof of address, you will need to present your passport or Dominica Social Security card as identification. While you are at the branch of your choice, please take the opportunity to update the beneficiary to your account. The purpose of this is to ensure that upon your death, the person whom you so desire will get the proceeds to your account. Please visit our Goodwill or Portsmouth branch today. Our friendly and efficient staff are waiting to serve you.
You an easy way to pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
You're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
It's 10:50 in the morning. The remaining time, I'm going to just open up the lines. 9 more minutes. If something you need to talk about, bring it up right now.
If you know your favorite store, dial it now. 612-1253. That's Mega Deals. You can rely on Mega for some real deals on name brand clothing and electronics. High quality, low price. We are a wholesale and retail store located in Calabishi, right on the main road. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram as Mega Deals Dominica. Like our page. Check out our stuff. Call us. Visit us. Would appreciate that. Come try it on. Love it. Buy it at Mega Deals. Your one and only online and brick and mortar store. Mega Deals is also on wheels. We make it convenient for your shopping. We deliver straight to your door. Email us at info@megadealsda.com. Rely on Mega Deals for some real deals.
Hardware and home improvement, building supplies for you, kitchen appliances, even home decor too, lumber, lawn, all your garden supplies, plumbing, welding, electrical supplies.
Visit Do It Center at the former J. Nassif Hardware location on Goodwill Road. Call us at 255-6890.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it Center.
Dominica, are you ready to embark on a global journey of flavors? It's the Flavors of the World Food Festival, live at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium forecourt on September 29th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Join us as we celebrate the culture, traditions, and mouth-watering cuisine from China, India, Venezuela, Cuba, Lebanon, Africa, Haiti, Kalinago, Creole, and so much more. It's an event for the entire family. Come enjoy and dance to the rhythms of compa, calypso, neo-soul, gospel, Afrobeat, Suyon, Latin, and Indian music. And it's all for a good cause, helping to preserve our historic Notre Dame de Port, the Cathedral of Our Lady of Fairhaven. Mark your calendars for September 29th and get ready to eat, drink, and celebrate at the Flavors of the World Food Festival. Get your tickets now from Bullseye Pharmacy, Deepex, Next Connects, Above Cadre, online at ticketandpass.com/FWF 2024 and at the parish offices.
If you know quality, then you must know the manufacturers of Dominica's finest rums. Belfast Estate Limited, over 80 years leading the industry with exceptional standards and formidable customer service. We present the manufacturers of BB Rum, Soca Rum, Red Cap Rum, Cask Rum, and the signature Belfast Estate Rum Punch. With island-wide distribution daily, Belfast Estate Limited has cemented its mark as the distributor of choice for products like Eldorado range of rums and creams, Kubali Bear, Corona Bear, Guinness, Root Boy drink, and of course, Sunblast juices, Toffee snacks, Vitamalt, and Pine Hill juices. Call the office at 440-7032 or visit the distribution outlet at Jimmy Dominica. Follow on Facebook or Instagram at Belfast Estate. Belfast Estate Limited, your leading manufacturer and distributor of rums in Dominica.
The sun rises slowly over the hills. Everywhere is cold and sunlight, but most private hotels are crowded. There are days where the crowds are shrouded. They don't smile and they never will. Only cultures get to fill. Empty promises is what they hear. No running water from year to year. Hearts that no one desire. That if there is a desire, someday it gets whispered. Ten people in a one-bedroom shanty. What's the sell on the pavement? No vacancy, no employment. Kettle fire cracker from gunshots. Blood just flow when things get hot. Break to look out the window. You hear voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 Lord, crying, crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 Lord, crying. Voices from the ghetto. Help us, Father, Lord. Mothers does just hold their head up, ball. And them woman stronger than a wall. A big pusher iron she daughter. Son in jail for manslaughter. Who bad for you, fear them bad boys. No bail, that's the black man's choice. Like Shadow say, poverty is hell. She little girl child belly start to swell. Some say life is a cycle, but a draw she was the. Yeah, we